here we are once again at MANYEDING. This video is dedicated to Lucy and Amy, who are not here. Their names mean light and love, and there should be a lot more of light and love in this world. Today I'm standing on this project. It's a mess. We have about a month to take it through certification, get all the crops in the ground and get it growing. You'll see as we walk around what's lying in front of us. There's currently 2.92 hectares of a possible 8 hectares that are actually being farmed, which means the 20 farmers on this site have absolutely no chance of making a profit. There are no farm inputs, there are no seeds available under the organic certification. Today is the 29th of September 2012, and by the 30th of October this all has to be done. I'm calling the project Eggtimera because of the sand here. It's a sandy soil, and because that sand in an Eggtimera runs out, and basically I figure unless we get this done now, that time really will run out. If you look down here, you'll see that a lot of the heads on the sprinklers are not actually spraying. That's because some of the taps are now turned off, but also because some of the sprinklers are missing and they all need to go back on. Looking from here, you can see 50 meters of nothing, 100 meters prepared. If you also look down this side, you'll see that there are a number of sprinkler heads that are not quite in order. It may not sound much. They're losing about 0.2 of a hectare down this side here. That's actually 10 tons of tomatoes. Somewhere around about 50,000 rand each growing season is being completely wasted. This one, for example, is completely missing. It's just bent off down there. Nothing above it, no watering. No chance of crops. This one is the same, as is all the ones down there to the end. There are a lot of sprinkler heads missing down here. Every one of them will be fixed in the next month, so that when you take this video down again, you'll see that we can actually grow crops on this side comfortably. What you're actually looking at here is where the sprinkler system should be. There are some pipes here, just broken and lying around. Sprinkler heads laid out. But you can see that there is no sprinkler system, and yet behind it, just over there actually, you can see that the beds continue into this area, and it just hasn't been done. It's as simple as that. This is the last trench on this section, and you can see at this stage they completely gave up. Got 100 metre beds there and another, I don't know what, 30 beds, 6,000 square metres maybe, half a hectare, 25 tonnes of tomatoes, 16 tonnes of potatoes. Not being grown. So there's the site. What's missing on the one that's supposed to be cultivated. So this is field 2. You can see nothing has been done in field 2, but they have dug trenches maybe a couple of years ago, getting ready to put irrigation in. The bigger rocks have not been cleared at all, which requires heavy lifting and a machine to be hired to do that. And it runs down to the bottom. That's an awful lot of work to have done for absolutely nothing. I'm now standing at the bottom of field 2. This is really the extent of the project we're calling Max 1. Calling it Max 1 because it's a maximization of the available resources. I'll show you in a minute how much pipe has been standing in the warehouse. 2 years. That's part of, I don't know, 360,000 rand worth of crops went to waste here, just on this section here. And if you look, they didn't stop here. They carried on digging trenches all the way down there. You kind of feel sorry for the people who had to dig those by hand and then just watch nothing happen and the land just take it back. But that's what Max 1 is going to put right. That is where the main pipeline runs, up there. Max 1 will come off this. It will put the irrigation system in here, in all this land, and we'll be able to plant crop. As we come back across to the right, this is the bottom of field 4, which is 100 meters long, 200 meter beds as before. And you can see that the irrigation system there is going to be drip rather than spray, and that as we go closer you'll see the condition that's in. For whatever reason, 7 extra trenches this deep were dug by hand to accommodate the new irrigation system. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be at the bottom of a hand-dug trench with no supports that's over my head anywhere, let alone here. And there you see each one of those dug by hand for no possible purpose. I think I'd be annoyed if I was the worker as well. There isn't really a good explanation for that. What you're looking at here is in fact the effect of wind on the irrigation system as it was installed. Those pipes down there catch the wind and it pulls them. It pulls them strong enough to pull the Jubilee clipped pipe off the filter. I don't think it's even been thought about. What you can also clearly see is that these pipes are 2 to the bed. Even with the best will in the world and the supplier's assurance that they will irrigate 50 centimeters each pipe, which I personally sincerely doubt, but will test, there needs to be another pipe in the middle, which will only increase the difficulties of the way the pipes were actually laid out to begin with in 150 lengths. The solution here is in fact to take another 50mm pipe, the big one that you can see here, and completely redo all of that. Inside the time that Max 1 project is going on there, and right up there they're preparing field 1. And we do have enough pipes, if we take them off field 4, to completely renovate field 3. That will buy us some time. What's also missing here, because these pipes roll up, is some mechanism of rolling. They have to be rolled up and rolled down the beds. And since we have 200 beds, we need 200 rolling systems to be made and installed before we plant, or they will never be made and installed. We'll see how we get along with that one. By doing it in that order, we will have enough time to deal with the supplier who supplied that irrigation system and thinks that this is fit for purpose, because it's not. They're paid to come and do a job. They're going to have to come back and sort it out, or we have to sort it out and we'll send them the bill. Those are the only 2 solutions that are acceptable here. This is not acceptable, you can see. So that is the extent of the work. 4 fields, 8 hectares, 1 month. 2 years before to do 2 hectares, 1 month to do another 8. and put right what's been done wrong. This is the workhorse of any farm. It's a tractor. Sounds obvious. On closer inspection, this workhorse is lame. So you watch them bump start this tractor with the bucky. There's only one end result of that. The tractor will break and the bucky's clutch will break. It actually needs to be maintained properly, regularly, to a schedule, by a professional. Sounds easy. It isn't here. I don't know why, because it should be. It's not for now. It's not for this month. It's for after the harvest. But they have this beautiful shade structure here, perfectly equipped, and it's being used to house the pipe that should be in the ground for the irrigation system so the crops can grow. Here you can see the good side, the upside. Look at that. Beautiful water. Good condition, tested by SGS, drinkable, perfect for crops. And there's a lot of water there. And as we come around and you see what we've just all surveyed, there's a lot of land. There's everything here that's needed. Now there's a good management team in place, and there's a European manager here. Okay, me. Would you bet against Project Eggtimera? Would you bet when we stand here in a month we'll see 8 hectares under irrigation? Well, I think we're going to find out. When you're considering that bet I just made, consider this. They don't have a great deal. I think it's time some of these opportunities that they do have are realized.